In the dimly lit hallway, Sheng Shaoyou had no warning. A thin, pale arm shot out from a half-open door, grabbing him with surprising force. Before he could react, the door slammed shut behind him, sealing him in darkness. The scent hit him immediately, an overwhelming fragrance of flowers, sharp and intoxicating, searing into his senses. Xiaoyu's instincts screamed danger. Anger surged through him. He lashed out with a knee strike, sharp and practiced. But before he could follow through, a crushing weight pressed down on him. His strength slipped away as if his body no longer obeyed him. His legs gave way, trembling like paper in the wind. His back slid helplessly against the door, and then hands caught his waist, steady, unyielding. The scent only grew stronger. His attacker's breath was hot against his neck, suffocating him, drowning him. Something in that floral perfume clawed at his mind, pulling him into a haze he couldn't escape. And then, in a low, cold voice, he heard the words that froze him to the core. "Lift your butt up." Confused, trembling, Xiaoyu whispered hoarsely, "What?" The voice came again, slow, deliberate, chillingly calm. "I want to use it." In that instant, a horrifying realization struck him. This wasn't just an attack on his body. This was a deliberate act meant to break him, to humiliate him, to shatter everything he was as an alpha. Xiaoyu's mind raced. He was an S-class alpha, proud, powerful, respected. He had stood at the peak his entire life. Yet here, in the suffocating darkness, he was pinned, powerless, treated like prey. The humiliation was unbearable. His pride screamed in protest, but his body betrayed him. A strange weakness spread through his limbs. Every breath he took was laced with that suffocating fragrance, clouding his thoughts, stripping away his strength. "Get out of here," he growled, voice hoarse, teeth clenched against the flood of emotions tearing him apart. But his defiance only drew a soft, mocking laugh. Xiaoyu tried to move, tried to fight, but his body wouldn't obey. He was trapped, his will crumbling under the crushing weight of the other man's dominance. The room spun. His thoughts blurred. The only thing that rang clear in his mind was fury. Pure, burning fury. Who was this man? How dare he? Xiaoyu's blood roared in his ears. His entire life, he had been the strong one, the untouchable alpha. Now, he was reduced to this, humiliated, broken down, his strength stolen from him. "You'd better pray," he whispered through clenched teeth, every word filled with venom. "That I never know who you are." Silence, and then the voice cold, terrifyingly certain. "You'll know one day." Xiaoyu's heart hammered in his chest. Rage surged through him like fire, but his body was slipping, consciousness flickering on the edge. In desperation, he bit down hard-tasting blood, his own and the others', but even then, the grip on him never loosened. The darkness swallowed him whole. When he woke, sunlight streamed faintly through the curtains. His body ached in places he didn't want to think about. Every movement sent a wave of pain through him, a reminder of the humiliation he had endured. "Master is awake." The sound of the housekeeper's voice jolted him. The normalcy of it clashed so violently with the nightmare he had just lived through that his chest tightened painfully. But nothing was normal anymore. The memories clawed at him. The suffocating scent, the mocking voice. That command, "Lift your butt up, I want to use it." His fists clenched until his knuckles turned white. The fury was there, stronger than ever. But beneath it was something far more dangerous. A crack in the foundation of who he was. For the first time, Sheng Shaoyou doubted himself. He was an S-class alpha, a man who should never have been overpowered. And yet, he had been violated, broken, reduced to nothing more than prey. That thought ate at him, poisoning every breath. And then, there was the lingering question. Who was it? The voice had been familiar, yet distorted by the haze of pheromones and alcohol. Someone close? Someone he knew? Every memory twisted like a knife. The humiliation wasn't just about what happened in that room. It was about the betrayal lurking behind the voice he couldn't place. Xiaoyu's pride, his strength, his very identity as an alpha all had been stripped away in a single night. And he knew deep down this wasn't over. Because the man who had attacked him had promised, "You'll know one day." That day would come. And when it did, Sheng Shaoyou swore with every ounce of his being. He would kill him. This was the night that shattered Sheng Shaoyou. The night an untouchable alpha was reduced to weakness. The night his fury began. But also the night his story truly started. Because behind the shadows of betrayal and humiliation, another truth waited to be revealed. The identity of the man who had cornered him. The one who had spoken those words. The one who dared to break the strongest alpha. Hua Yong! And when Xiaoyu finally discovered that truth, everything would change. When the housekeeper left, silence filled the room once again. Xiaoyu sat there, staring blankly at his own hands. They were trembling, something that had never happened to him before. His body remembered, even if his mind wanted to reject it. The phantom grip still lingered at his waist, the cold words still echoing in his ears. "Lift your butt up. I want to use it." He hated how that sentence replayed endlessly, digging deeper into his bones every time. It wasn't just an order. It was a declaration, an attempt to reduce him, strip him of everything that made him who he was. The fury inside him swelled, but no amount of rage could erase the memory. He clenched his fists so tightly his nails dug into his palms, yet the shame only grew stronger. And then came the other emotion. The one he despised even more than fear. Curiosity. Who was behind that voice? Who had dared to humiliate him? Every man he had crossed paths with flickered across his mind like shadows, but none of them fit. None of them carried that suffocating floral scent. None of them spoke with such cold certainty. Xiaoyu's chest heaved, his breath uneven. He swore to himself this wasn't the end. He would find the truth. He would hunt this man down, and when he did, the world would burn. One day, Sheng Shaoyou would uncover the truth. One day, he would put a face to that voice, a name to that suffocating presence. And when that day came, blood would be spilled. But the truth waiting for him would cut deeper than any wound. Because hidden behind that cruel act was a person he already knew. A man whose name was Hua Yong. A man whose connection to him would twist everything he thought he understood about power, dominance, and love. If you want to see what happens when two alphas collide in a battle of pride, passion, and vengeance, don't miss the next chapter. Hit like if this story left you breathless. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Sheng Shaoyou will ever forgive what happened to him? Or will revenge consume him completely? And of course, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the upcoming part of this dark, twisted tale.